Hey, Steelers Nation's Lou over here with Six Rings and Counting. Going to come at you with a little bit of information about the offense with the preview of the game this Sunday against the Vikings. We're coming at you with a little different format due to Corey still being on location and communication issues are pretty much scrambled, so we're doing the best we can to get something out to you. What do I expect this week? I've heard the coaches talk, I've heard the players talk. And they're trying to lead us to believe, and I hope they're right, that they're just trying to get a feel for each other, a feel for the system. They still have a lot of other stuff up their sleeve that we want to run, which I certainly hope is true because it's been very bland to this point, and it's been like a Roethlisberger 2021 offense with the dink and dunk, which is a recipe for disaster, as we saw. So what I'm expecting this week is a whole lot of Jalen Warren with them being overseas. We eventually have to put that ball downfield. I understand they're saying that teams are sitting in too high safety, so we can't. But they're sitting in too high safety because we can't run the ball. We have to get physical up front, which I'm hoping to change the scenery, a change our country, brings that out in this young line that we have because the play has to simply improve. If not, you're going up against a Minnesota defense they're not as good as you saw last week against Cincinnati and their backup quarterback. Cincinnati got ambushed. Pittsburgh is not going to get ambushed. This is going to be a slugfest. I'll let Corey speak on, Minnesota's side of the ball offensively and the Steelers side of the ball defensively. He'll please catch his show on that. But I look at Steelers offense against the Vikings defense. This is a pretty good matchup. Vikings they're not the best defense in the league, but they're by far not the worst. That's for sure. So Pittsburgh is going to have to play. We're going to have to score, which I think we will. I look for us we've seen that we can get some stuff over the middle. That seems to be open on all these teams. So with that being said, I look for Pittsburgh to go give you heavy doses of Jalen Warren, like I said. I look for us to take a couple shots. I'm hoping we take a couple shots to Austin and DK. Once we did open it up last week and threw the ball deep, good things happen. Like I said the other day, good things happen when we did that. So why don't we do that more? We got to give ourselves a chance to be successful, or the success isn't going to come because our line is not to the point where we can put together a 15-play physical drive that even the Patriots did against us with that 17-play drive or whatever before they turned the ball over. So we need to get more consistent on up front, which I'm going to give us the benefit of the doubt. 2-1 is 2-1. I've said we could be 0-3, but once I calmed down and got to looking at everything, we could very well be 3-0. That's how helter-skelter this season's been to this point. But we're to the point now, we're winding up the first quarter of the season, so to speak. Being game 4, heading into a bye, we really need to open some things up, see how things are going to shake out. That way, if we open them up and they work or don't work, either way, we have an evaluation heading into our bye week before we come back and face what is going to be, what is a very, very, very good Cleveland Browns defense. They've shut everybody down. So that is going to be a challenge. So we have to give them something more to look at on tape more than we have to this point. I expect Arthur Smith to do that. I expect Aaron Rodgers to demand that Arthur Smith does that. I look for more jump balls. I love that play down on the goal line to Washington because he's such a presence. But I look for us to be more aggressive overseas this week. And I look for another close ball game because Pittsburgh, for some reason, refuses to blow anyone out. So this is going to be a nail biter, and I'm not going to give up on us yet. I say we win another one, another squeaker, because I think we can contain Carson Wentz. So I would have to say Steelers 23, Vikings 20. And we'll see where we go from there. And that will take us into our bye week at 3-1 with, as we all know, a lot of stuff to work on. But hell, everybody has a lot of stuff to work on. It's better to work on them when you're 3-1 than to work on them when you're 1-3. So with that being said, I'm Lou Willard, Six Rings and Counting. Go Steelers Nation. And until next time, be good to each other.